Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Long Shot. From the celebrated team of Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, creators of outrageous comedy hits including This Is the End and Neighbors, comes Long Shot. Seth Rogen stars as Fred Flarsky, a hard partying journalist who's got it bad for Charlotte Field, his first crush turned presidential candidate. After Charlotte hires Fred as a speechwriter, he is a fish out of water on her elite team. But sparks fly as he turns her onto a wild new world of raging parties, secret rendezvous, and hilarious rule breaking. This is a 2019 film. It is rated R. It runs just over 2 hours, and it stars Seth Rogen, Charlize Theron, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Andy Serkis, June Diane Raphael, and also has Bob Odenkirk and Alexander Skarsgård. This is Long Shot. Well, this was in theater, and I honestly tried my hardest to go see it. It didn't work on some days, and there was other movies to go see other days. And then once I get about a week past new movies, I just don't feel like seeing it in theaters. This is another tough week that we're currently on. It is really the only thing to go see, and I saw it. So what else am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go see something from last week? I don't really feel like that. So that's kind of what happened to Long Shot when it was in theater. I didn't see it right away, and then once we got later, I was like, I don't really want to go see that now. So here, many months later, I finally have seen it, and it's a comedy. So we're not going to take anything I say seriously because it's a comedy. We're just going to review the movie, and we're not going to take anything too serious. Okay. So, Long Shot. Either you care for Seth Rogen or you don't. I think that's a good place to start here. I myself think he's very smart. I think that, some of the movies I've seen with him, especially the politically charged ones or the, religiously, non-accurate ones, the Christmas ones, or This Is the End was a collaboration with many other people. That's why that was so good. And I don't know, this is up there with one of his funniest ones because it was an actual movie, and like it had a storyline and it had characterization. And when he or Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler or whoever you don't like, when people are in movies that are actually pretty good, like it doesn't really matter if you don't like them. You just like should give that movie a chance because it is so good. And I think that's I think that's Long Shot. I think you just have to give it a try, even if you don't exactly like Seth Rogen, because it's a really good movie. It's a really good story, really good emotion, and there's some challenges to overcome. There's some situations presented, and it's just a really good movie. So we'll get into some of the critical stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of cussing. There's a lot of language. There's a lot of gross situations. Okay, that's facts. There you go. Some of the stuff with this guy who is the president of the United States in this movie, he is just like a joke. It's just like he makes his part of the movie a joke. And it's sad. This movie is pretty well done as a movie, and it has a nice storyline, but then it has this stupid character, and it just sucks that he's thrown in there, and it's like awkward when he's around, and it's really good when he's not around. So he kind of makes his parts of the movie kind of tough to watch. to be honest, because the rest of the movie is not like that. He kind of makes it stupid, and the rest of the movie is just kind of raunchy. But it's still really well done. So I don't know, like the way that it's handled, with like some things just kind of skip on by. Like the first thing that really happens is Charlize acting like she really truly wants to hire Fred, the character, as a writer because of the other writing that he's done. And so she just kind of says things like, "Oh, he has a good voice. Oh, he has complete writings." And every time he does a speech for her, she says, "Oh, this is really good." Well, we don't get to know what's good and what's bad. We just get to hear a bunch of cuss words and stuff. Like that's our example of his writing. So I just would have liked some examples of that. Like that would have been a really real thing to do. Is just give us some examples of his stuff, but we do get to see her speeches, so it does, eventually come around where we kind of get to hear him and how good of a writer he really is. So otherwise, if you don't show writings of a writer in a movie, then that person is just a person and they become a little bit less important, and he's kind of one of the main characters. So the thing that really got to me here, and maybe you won't see this movie, and maybe you don't care about my point of view about it, but the thing that really gets me is the situation of Forbidden Love. If you've never seen a review of mine, here's a little nugget to give you some insight into Danny. Is my favorite movie in the whole world is Moulin Rouge. I can watch it right now. I can watch it tomorrow. It's my favorite movie. I've seen it a million times. And I love Ewan McGregor and I love Kidman and I just love how they handled that movie. And every single second of the Forbidden Love in that movie just gets me. It's so freaking interesting. You don't know from movie to movie what's going to end up happening. A lot of movies present the forbidden love and then the people figure out that they're not right for each other. A lot of people have the forbidden love and something happens and but sometimes they end up together and sometimes there's just so many different ways of handling it. So I always think when a movie presents that situation, it's going to be automatically worthy of watching because you have no idea what's going to end up happening. There's a million ways to handle the ending of that situation of a movie, and you can go any which way. I don't really care because once you present that, then anything is going to be good. If you go the way of this movie or that movie or that movie, it's probably been done before, but if you find a different way of handling it, that's cool too. So with this one, they do find a little bit of a different way of handling it. And when the ending comes, they go a little bit further, which is always good because it gives us conclusion, and I like that for a complete movie. And it's a very Seth Rogen way of ending a movie, but that's fine. It's still a little bit funny. So, yeah, I just think I'd like to suggest this movie because it's not what you think it might be. It kind of paints it out in previews and stuff as you start watching. It kind of paints itself out to be kind of a stupid farce of a comedy, and Seth Rogen really is just himself. He's not trying to act at all. He's just him, and that's fine, really. And but maybe it's not your cup of tea. Maybe that kind of comedy isn't for you. Maybe you don't get much out of it. But I just think this is a complete movie. It's a complete story. It might be a little bit hazy here and there on making any kind of sense or taking itself seriously, but it makes you laugh so much. And it's just natural laughter. It's just natural jokes. There's a scene right here, if I can show you, right here on the back. It shows Seth in that costume. When that scene happens, like a collection of people just laugh their butts off, and it's just a natural freelancing kind of laughter, and it's very free, and it's not forced or anything. It's a real funny joke and a really funny reaction to that joke. And I just like movies like that don't have to force it. They don't have to rehearse, thinking something's funny. So they go this over the top, laughter. It's just natural. And the ways of talking to each other and the serious parts are very natural. And I appreciate that, and I always will. So I'm going to give Longshot an A. I hope you give it a chance. I hope you seek it out. If you haven't seen it, you need to, and just give it a chance. If you don't like other Seth Rogen movies, that's fine, but please try and give this one a chance. An A for Longshot. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy your movies. Thanks.